CFOs. Much as we appreciate the revenue drive of the FCT, within us, how do you defend the suspicion of people that it is exploitative? More so that people are left with no choice. You know, that is either you recertify at a cost or you lose your CFO. Now, that is one question. The next one is on the design and construction of vice president's residence. Now, I would like you to throw more light on this. Are we building a new residence for the vice president, or we are renovating the existing one? More so that since 1999 to date, we've had, 4 vice presidents, and they were accommodated. And the other one, sir, is on construction of cultural center and Millennium Towers. From your explanation, that this initial provision of 9 billion is just part of the part payment, that you are going to enter into an arrangement with the contractor, to be paid from your IGR for the next 2 years, to ensure the completion of this. Does this not amount to anticipatory approval? You are already committing funds that has not been appropriated, because it's revenue that you anticipate, to earn in the coming years. So those are my questions. Thank you.
So I am from Bauchi State, and let me give a background. I am married to an Igbo woman, Christiana, from Orifite in Anambra State. Why I said this, because the issue I'm going to talk, probably some people will look at it as bias. As I said, if you look at item that is under public building FCDA, it was appropriated in 2023 for the rehabilitation of the National Christian Center, 159,973,265. The last page, sir. Yeah. Then the rehabilitation of the National Mosque was budgeted 161,208,092. And now the augmentation proposal of 960 million, the revised appropriation is now 1,119,973,265. That is for the Christian Center, Abuja. And for the rehabilitation of the National Mosque stood at 311,208,029. As an accountant and looking at the first proposals of the budget appropriation in 2023, the percentage rose by almost 3 times. But the difference, I want to know what put that huge difference. Thank you.
Of abandoned projects that you have taken up. Now, I wanted to ask, have you looked into waste recycling? As a capital city, we expect that the FCT should be recycling waste. That is one. 2, the rail system is not being mentioned in here. What is the situation with the rail system for FCT? Thank you very much.
I'm not saying anything about security. It's not stated here. 2, thank you for all your interventions, but there's an ISO, the National Library is an ISO in Abuja City here. I will prefer that rather than intervening in cultural center, can you shift that money to the National Library? Thank you.
Chairman, Honorable Minister, mine is about demolition. I sent a message to you here last time that the Permanent Secretary was here. This is a very hard time that we're in now. Demolishing homes and not providing any way out where you have people move into. You just demolish a house. Now, Mr. Minister, what do you expect these people to do? Quite a lot of them are people who can't afford 3 square meal. And most of them are widows, and I am the voice of the widows and the voiceless. So please, I want to know what you plan to do for these people that you demolish their houses. Money is not paid to them. They have nowhere to go. Thank you.
From Enugu. Minister, I noticed that here we have maintenance of street lights for 1.7 and augmenting for another 1 billion, making 2.7 billion. I want to urge you and ask that you increase this budget. Please, I'll share an experience with you. I just came back from Kigali on a retreat. Kigali is the capital of Rwanda. And in that country, throughout our stay there, all their street lights work. I think we should move to renewable energy, move to solar street lights. Even if you are going to enter into a public-private partnership with a good company in Nigeria here to provide street lights all over Abuja, it will also help with security. Because once we have street lights working everywhere in Abuja, this one chance will give space, and the criminals will give space. So, Honorable Minister, please, I urge you in 2024 budget to increase your budget for street lights. And like what you have done with the Millennium Tower, that you have entered into a strategic partnership where you do monthly payments. You can also do that with the street lights to make sure that the entire Abuja is illuminated. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Last question and appreciation to the Honorable Minister concerning the subdivision of housing estate to get their own private C of O. I'm one of the first or few lawyers who apply for subdivision for the past 16 years in FCT. I remember I paid 56 million for a housing estate around 2011, but up to this hour, there is nothing on ground. So with this policy, Mr. Honorable Minister, we really appreciate and we commend you for that. Thank you very much.
Honorable Minister, with due respect, sir, you know Abuja is where we have high-profile individuals that reside here. And of course, this is the seat of power. I'm talking about security. I know that previous government they were able to set up high-profile CCTV cameras in all the nooks and crannies of FCT. And some of those cameras are not working to secure Abuja. What are you doing, or what arrangement have you put in place to make sure that such arrangement is put in order to enable Abuja to be fully and properly secured? Thank you.
Thank you. About security CCTV. Let me put on record that contract was not embarked upon by FCT. That was done by police. However, we are working with the National Security Advisor and the SSS to see how we can come up with a better strategy in putting CCTV. But in doing that, we must also look at the cost. Yes, we want security, but if you don't have money, what do? So we'll look at the cost. If it's something we can carry, even if in the next 3 years, we're able to do that. So it's already in our plan, and I believe that the technical committee, the National Security Advisor, and the DSSS and else were set up. We believe their report will come out, and then see whether we can incorporate it in the 2024 budget. That is as regards to CCTV.
Let me also thank the person who have appreciated us and let you that we will sign CFOs for such division. When I was governor, it's on record from 2007, from 2015 to 2019, I signed not less than 20,000 CFOs. It's on record. So I believe by the grace of God, we still can do more. By the grace of God, we still can do more. On the issue of street lights, he said we should increase the budget. It's not increasing the budget. If the money is available, we will increase. It's not increasing. If we put 10 billion and the money is not there, it doesn't make any sense. We would not love to put street light everywhere in Abuja. Everybody would love that. But even putting the solar light, it's not just the problem. People have now turned to steal the street light itself. It's so terrible. You know, you spend money to provide light, to provide beauty, provide security. People are somewhere planning how to make sure it does not. I mean, and when you look at these things, you feel pain. You feel pain. And if you want to go and prosecute, before you know it, they've let off the hook. Because even if you jail them, what is the fine? 10,000 naira. They'll come back the same day. So we are working to provide street lights in all areas, but note that this is the setback. It's like we are doing road now. Look at the manholes. It's so terrible. You are sleeping in the night, somebody wakes in the odd hour to go and steal the manhole. And you chase them, because security is doing their best. They charge them to court. It's a billable offense. So we'll come out and meet with you and see what we can do. Let there be punitive measures. So that is on that. Demolition. We can't stop demolition. You see, demolition, you can't go and build an illegal place. Say, for example, here is mapped out to be a green area. Then on your own, you go and build. Then you want us to come and compensate you that we are demolishing. Illegality is illegality. But if we are building and we want to acquire your property, we'll pay. Take, for example, now, we are going to reconstruct Old Garki. Compensation has been paid since. The only thing remaining is the chief's palace, which we have paid, which I've approved 2 days ago. So I'm going to put it in the 2024 budget for the reconstruction of old, but compensation has been paid. So it's not when you see demolition and people are crying. We're paid. We're paid. If you check the second runway, we acquired land and resettled the people. We paid. And they're still there. And people, when you push them, that's why they start crying. We have nowhere to go. But you took the money. So the issue of economic hardship does not apply here. It does not apply. I mean, you see how this place is being designed, right? And somebody somewhere comes and goes to one of the fields there to erect a structure. And then, if the National Assembly management now wants to take a decision, bring it down. Then you begin to, a poor woman, this is where she stayed to manage herself. What is her business there? Because of economic hardship, we should not obey the law. They were promoting criminality. That's not what I can do. I have no pity for that. Demolition will continue. If, like yesterday, when I went for inspection, I saw all kinds of shanties everywhere. I said in the city, no. The development control, go and bring it down. Go and bring it down. Economic hardship does not make that the city should not look fine. No. No. If they are saying so, that because of economic hardship, You are selling corn. I agree. But when you build the corn, you drop the refuse there. Who will come and carry for you? Who? So your own is to get refuse. Government will come, carry. Who pays? So these are things we don't need to begin to pity, sympathy. No, if we do sympathy, we won't go anywhere. We must be firm and take a decision. It's not every decision you take, everybody will be happy. But what's important is it going to help for the development of our city? That's what's important. So, I'm sorry if anybody is there. Security, yes, why we didn't put there? It's provided in the national budget. If you see the national budget, which was the supplementary budget, you see security was taken care. So we don't need to bring it again in the supplementary budget. But again, it will come up in 2024 budget because you cannot do anything without security. The National Library, I sympathize this country. I was the Minister of Education. There is nothing we did not speak, no grammar. So how can you tell me a country like this cannot have a standard national library? A library that has been since how many years cannot be completed. It's an embarrassment. You don't also say that you prefer it to culture. You say no, culture is important. It's very, very important. But I don't see why we cannot finish that national. So it is not under FCT. It's not under FCT. I think it's under Minister of Education. So I don't want to encroach in another person's territory. So since it's not there, it's not there. So security I'm taking care of. About rail, Mr. President will commission the metro line by May. If you look at the national budget, for this supplementary budget, it's also provided for rail. So we don't need to provide for it in the statutory supplementary budget. And you also see that we are also doing access roads for communities to link up those rail stations. As I speak to you now, the works are ongoing in various access roads. I will come to you about the rural communities. And the waste recycle is important. It's also capital intensive. We are setting up a committee to look at it and come up with what we can do, and if it's affordable, or we can partner with invest or private, we'll do it PPP. But you know that most Nigerians don't like this PPP. The only PPP you see here is the Abuja land, and the PPP is against FCT. Every PPP you see in Abuja by land, all against the government, and which I will cancel them. And okay, take for example, government is doing road. We have land in Wasa. Government is doing the infrastructure, 85 billion. Then they will enter into an agreement with the developer to build and sell. No one naira is coming to us. Land is our own. 85 billion is our own. Then the developer enters to build her and sell to other people. So I have lost. Government have lost. I cancelled it. I said, don't worry. We will build the infrastructure. We will build, and then we can sell and make more money. You go and build. It will sell to you. How can I bring 500 hectares of land? Then spending 85 billion for infrastructure. Then one bloody developer will come and they enter into agreement. I said, no, that agreement does not work where I am. It won't work. There's no need. They will come and meet you to talk to me. Please don't come. Because what is wrong is wrong. What's wrong is wrong. These are the kind of things we cannot accept. About the budget on national mosque, I have told you here before that these have to do with additional works they required. We went there. This is the Executive Secretary of FCD. So I said, okay, go and meet them. Let them show you the additional works. The one that was shown to him in the mosque, I said, the contract I wanted before, paid. Now this is additional work. And this is what they gave him. It's okay. Since it was not in the original budget, this additional work, it was not in the original budget. You have given out contract to Pentia. Then let us, okay, we want you to add doors, for example. It becomes additional work. So you have to appropriate for it. That's why you see the difference. It's based on the work that has been given to the ESFCD. On the issue of design and construction of, CFO, where it's a distortion. Distortion against who? Extortion against who? If we are providing for security to prevent fraud, you should even be jumping that they have provided a measure that will checkmate frauds. They provide a measure that will improve our security. And also from there we will benefit from it. Collect tax and do some of the projects you want me to do. Where will I get the money? There's no 13% in Abuja now. The only oil here is land. You get the CFO to do business. So I don't think there's anything about the extortion. There's no extortion. How much is it? Individuals go and pay 50,000 naira. Corporate body pay 100,000. What is extortion? To get things done very well. There's no extortion. I'm looking for improving security. I'm looking for improving my IGR, and then that will improve infrastructure in FCT. I didn't say that we are spending money. No, I said this 9 billion we are paying. It was not provided in the 2023. That's why I have come here. Give me the approval so I can spend 9 billion. It is not anticipatory approval. The one I'm talking about we will do is 2024 budget. We will bring 2024 budget to you here. This is the money we want to spend. We will spend, for example, 30 billion. For example now. Now, in that 30 billion, if you give approval, it's now for us to work out how do we spend this 30 billion. It's okay. We will not get the money to do the work immediately. Attach it to our IGR. Go to a bank. That's why we're out of the single treasury account. Go to a bank with this amount of money. Take our IGR, attach for the payment of those loans. How much will you pay every month to the bank? Bank will give you 2 billion naira. Bank give us 30 billion, for example. We already have 30 billion, but bank is collecting 2 billion naira from our IGR through ISPO. Then use the money and do the project, which we will come here. So there's nothing like anticipatory approval. I'm only saying these are our strategies, what we intend to do in completing most of these projects. So I know I'm doing from executive. I don't like anticipatory approval. I'm scared of it. You know, construction of VP. You know, the VP residence was built by the military, the Abuja house. So the government then said, look, it will proper to build a more befitting residence for the VP. And that was in 2010 when this contract was awarded for the cost of 7 billion naira. And no money was. It's just like what they are building for the principal officers, presiding officers. The Senate President, the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, the Deputy Senate President. You can see there, but it has been abandoned because no funding. No funding. It has been abandoned. But we will believe that next year we are going to incorporate it in our own statutory budget. Let us finish it. Even if they don't want to use it, you can turn it to a different thing, other than abandon a project. So that is what is on ground. Not that we are not innovating. It is a new job approved by President Council in 2010. But we think that we should be able to finish it. And we are going to finish it and will be commissioned in May 2029. Then you talk about PPP or mass transit. Let me just, of course, there's no number of buses and taxis you can buy that will be enough. This is what government can provide. Some people are applying to have PPP with the FCT. So we encourage it. We encourage it because that will also help. But then we will know who are the drivers of those, because they have to be what do you call it, a security profile. Well, you cannot bring any driver that has not been profiled. The driver must be profiled. The number of cars must. So these are the things. So we won't just say you are bringing vehicles and we allow you. No, we won't do that. We'll do it properly, so that for security reasons too, we don't go into one chance. Road in Abaji, you know this country is a very funny country. Now we came. Now we are doing roads. Everybody now wants every road to be. But it's not possible. Even if you keep me here for a number of, I can't finish all the roads. If I finish, so there will not be another minister. You see, I don't promise what I cannot do. I'm not saying that we'll take roads. Take for example, we are now doing 30 kilometers in the 6 area councils. It's in the national budget, supplementary budget. We told each area council, let us have one critical road, 5 kilometers, 6 kilometers, give to us. And they did. And Albert is also involved. If they not put the one that you think, there's nothing I can do. It's the chairman of councils, they nominated the roads. Because I don't know the roads. I don't know the roads. So they are sure that roads in the rural areas will be done. 2024 will also add more roads. I agree that it's key. We only talk about FCT as a city. We should also go outside, and that's what we started doing. So if we do these 30 kilometers, and we are paying the contractors immediately, it is provided in the national budget, and we give them only 6 months. Each contractor must finish, 8 months. Each contractor must finish at least 5 kilometers. We have a dry season now, so we have to utilize the dry season. Having paid them the mobilization, for example, then we attach it to our revenue. Having paid the mobilization, then other payments will be done through ISP. And that is the simple magic. It's what people think in River State. That's the only simple magic. Because if you don't do that, a lot of projects will be abandoned. And contractors are happy. They have the confidence. Now we know that they will pay every month a lot. They are not writing to me to approve. No more bureaucracy on that. And they're working. They're working. There's nothing like creating confidence between the client and the contractor. Even if money, I'm not giving them money. They come to me, they say, Minister, we know you will pay. We are going to site. That confidence alone is key. And that is what we are doing. And we want to urge that it should help us to see that. But the 100 billion has not been released, Mr. Chairman. The 100 billion has not been released, so not when you hear 100 billion, you think that the money has been. But we believe it will be released. That we believe. Thank you very much.
Thank you, the Honourable Minister. Our meeting, Honourable Minister. there is a request from one of my leader with the issue of estate certification. Estate certification in Abuja that we knew previously, certificates are given according to areas. Payments on certificates on estates should be done according to areas. For instance, somebody that occupies a 3-bedroom in Gwarimpa and a 3-bedroom in Maitama, if you put a flat rate for him to pay, I think there won't be any justice there. So I think, I'm coming, Honorable Minister. I remembered when I was staying in a flat in Wusetu, one of my friends stays in Kubwa. We paid a different fee to this certificate. So I think you should look at it. You should tell your tax force to look at the payment. Somebody residing in Asokoro, somebody residing in Maitama, somebody residing in Wusetu, fine. They can pay what you said. But if you are residing down Gwarimpa, it will be very difficult. Please, Honorable Minister, look and review your... Okay.
The CSO is not given based on 5-bedroom flat. No, it's not done so. CFO is CFO. What you pay differently is ground rent. In ground rent, what you pay here is not what by the size. That's what ground rent is based on the size of the land and location. No. But let me finish that. If you say so, you may be living in a 1-bedroom flat today, they give you CFO. Tomorrow bring down the house and build a 5-bedroom house.
Okay, Honorable Minister, in CFOs, in an offer, they normally give anybody. You see, the bill they give you to pay for CFO in Kubwa from the same FCT.
No, I have never seen that.
Yes.
This is my job now. This is my job.
No, let them deny. See your ears here.
They have no powers to speak.
As Honorable Minister, you can grant them. You can grant them power to speak.
Mr. Chairman, I am the boss.
Yes.
So what would they speak now? What I've told you is what FCT does. Will they counter what I've said? If they do that, the problem will come. So we have done that. We have reduced it. We met with stakeholders. So it was not a decision taken alone by FCT. The task force proposed something. So we took a town hall meeting where developers and those who bought were all there. Of course, argument counter argument. So we have reduced it drastically. And this is that even if you put it 1 naira, we still say reduce it. You do know what it costs us now? Security features we have 21 CFO. What it will cost us to put these security features in one person CFO, what it will cost us operating. And it's being done by security meeting company. So it's not about going to anybody to go and print CFO. So in as much as I agree with you, things are hard, but CFO can be used to also collect money from the bank. Somebody who has CFO of 3 million goes to borrow money from the bank of 100 million. Look at the other side too. Don't look at it on only one side.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Minister and his team, let me just say good afternoon. Of course, we know the essence of budget session and the interaction that we're having today. The only thing we will say is that we pray that this time things will be done differently and our people will actually benefit positively from this activity that is going on here this afternoon. I want to commend the committee. Of course, we are very certain of the leadership of the committee, very able hands, and the members. Let me also appreciate the minister and his team. We want to assure all that we're all working together in the interest of our country, Nigeria. Minister and your team, thank you. Welcome.